Hours this afternoon, a suspect entered what we refer to as the north barricade of the Capitol. The suspect rammed his car into two of our officers and then hit the north barricade barrier. As such time, the suspect exited the vehicle with a knife in hand. Our officers then engaged that suspect. He did not respond to verbal commands. The suspect did start lunging toward U.S. Capitol Police officers, at which time U.S. Capitol Police officers fired upon the suspect. At this time, the suspect has been pronounced deceased. Two U.S. Capitol Police officers were transported to two different hospitals, and it is with a very, very heavy heart that I announce one of our officers has succumbed to his injuries.
Is there a specific member of Congress that the suspect may have been trying to go after? Any indication who that may have been, if that was the case?
We do not have the suspect on file with U.S. Capitol Police, so there's no indication at this time that there's any nexus to any member of Congress.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is your boy Young Link Jr. Yeah, it's very sad. You have this young man named Noah Green. He's 25 years old. He was actually born in West Virginia. Little background history about him, according to the press, that he went to a state college in Virginia. I think it was like Glenn State College, and he later transferred to Newport University, and he actually graduated in 2019 with a degree in finance. And, they did, a little research on his social media posts, which normally they do, especially, he's a millennial. And to see have any type of connections, they're trying to bring everything together, his motives. And they say, he was a huge, supporter of Louis Farrakhan, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, personally, Louis Farrakhan doesn't promote any hate speech. It's something he done out of his own will, this young man did. But, him deciding to get in his car and just drive to the north barricade and ram his vehicle into a U.S. Capitol Police officer, injuring one and killing one, which is William Evans. And he was a 19-year-old vet, been there for a very long time, and he was very well respected. People actually know him as Billy. And what's really sad is this, he exited out of the vehicle, according to the video, he said, and he had his knife, and he started approaching him, and they, U.S. Capitol Police, shot and killed him, which they should, because he had opportunity, intent, and capability. So, close to them, but at the same time, it's sad to be in that situation that people were injured, one person was killed, man. And, the thing is, you think about this too, man. I mean, he didn't wake up one day to go to work and, be in a situation like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure he tried to prepare himself, but, he probably won't come home to his family anymore. There's many things that's, variations that's going on. But he did have, according to the pandemic, he was very frustrated that he lost a lot of money. He was, his job just, furloughed him, and a lot of the stress that was going on with him. I mean, that's why I say mental illness is a huge thing. But at the same time, too, I mean, we just hate that, the enemy would get into his head and have these, these demons come out of him for him to go out here and pose harm on individuals, that don't deserve it. And whatever reason that whatever you believe about he's anti-police, we don't know all these things. But at the same time, man, based on his actions, is that maybe he felt like, Congress should have done a better job in helping Americans, despite with the stimulus check, or maybe he felt like he wasn't getting his cut of the pie. We don't know the main reason. But at the same time, though, this young man, you have to take full responsibility. And that's why I was so adamant in making that video and making various videos to stay encouraged and continuously fight the good fight, because it's going to be many things that's not going to go your way, especially as a young man. But you have to have the ability to control your emotions. That's life and death, the things that you do, man. It's very difficult because I'm still working on it as well. But at the same time, though, it's something that you need to master. And with Noah Green, just 25 years of age, man, it's unfortunate that he had to come down to that. I think he was actually, pretty much listening to the destruction of America. I think it was some videos that Louis Farrakhan made about, I think it was a 150-minute video about Michael Jackson, the conspiracy on why he died. I mean, it's nothing wrong because, I mean, he was very prominent in the 1930s, all the way to the 1970s. You got freaking, Elijah Muhammad, Farah Muhammad, people like Malcolm X back in the day, that was really educating African Americans about their stance in America and what they can do to improve themselves, create another Black Wall Street, helping each other out. They, educating about these terrorist groups like the KKK, things that's, that's really known just to keep African Americans down economically and financially. So it's some things I agree with Louis Farrakhan, some things I don't agree with Louis Farrakhan, at the same time. But I mean, he's a great speaker. He has a great way to pull like a lot of audience. Reza Islam, he's a young man that follows him. And I mean, can't really blame the Nation of Islam for this, but because I know some people think they're an extreme group. But for the most part, man, this is something that what this young man was battling with. I mean, something he did out of his own will, out of frustration. But it's unfortunate that, this happened. And yeah, man, the U.S. Capitol, they went through a lot, man. The crazy part is you had at least like 2,300, 2,600 National Guard troops there. I mean, they were there, for the riot of January 6th, after the riot that happened January 6th in 2021 in the Capitol, in the U.S. Capitol, like dozens of people were injured and 5 people were killed. And, it was there for many reasons. They still there. I think most of them went home, but a lot of them still there. I think they probably going to be there to the end of May. But it's serious, man. It's a lot of things going on because I was, like, curious, like, why is the U.S. Capitol on lockdown at 1 p.m. yesterday? But, I did some little research on it. But pretty much just how I really feel about this. I'm sorry that this had to happen. Condolences to Billy Evans and people in the U.S. Capitol. I know they're going through a lot of stress right now, but gotta be on your guard, man, at all times, man, because the enemy is really watching, and the enemy wants to see, kill, and destroy as many people as he can. But, take your mental health serious. But this your boy, Young Link. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. So all we have to say, I'm out. Deuces.